Welcome to this tutorial series by Veriland Consulting. In this video, we are going to walk you through how to set up a Unified Development Environment or UDE for Dynamics 365 Finance and Operations. This is the modern cloud-native approach to D365 development that replaces the traditional cloud-hosted environment, saving you infrastructure costs and connecting your X++ development directly to the Power Platform. Before we dive in, let's quickly cover why you should be using a UDE instead of the old cloud-hosted environment. First, cost. With a UDE, there are no idle Azure virtual machine charges. You only pay for active usage. Second, there are no Azure subscription dependencies. Everything is managed through the Power Platform Admin Center. Third, and this is the big one, it unifies your X++ development with Dataverse, Power Apps, and Power Automate in a single ecosystem. Deployment is simpler too. You push directly from Visual Studio 2022 as managed solutions, and your entire code base integrates natively with Azure DevOps and Git for proper source control and CI/CD pipelines. To get started, open your browser and navigate to admin.powerplatform.microsoft.com. This is the Power Platform Admin Center, your central hub for managing all Dynamics 365 environments. Sign in using your global admin or Power Platform admin account. Once you are in, look at the left-hand navigation panel and click on Manage. Then select Environments underneath it. This will show you all the environments currently in your tenant. To create our new Unified Development Environment, click the New button at the top of the page. Once the new environment panel opens on the right, there are 5 important fields to fill in carefully. First, the name. Type something descriptive, keeping it under 20 characters since this name becomes part of your finance and operations URL and must be globally unique across all Microsoft tenants. Second, the region. For UK-based teams, always select United Kingdom default for the lowest possible latency. Third, the type must be set to Sandbox. This is non-negotiable for a UDE. Production type environments do not support developer tools. Fourth, the Add a Dataverse Data Store toggle is already set to yes for this group, and it must stay that way. Without Dataverse, you simply cannot install the Finance and Operations Provisioning app. Once everything is filled in, click Next. The next page shows the Dataverse configuration. Set the currency to GBP for UK-based environments. All financial reports in this environment will use this currency. Now the most critical setting on this entire page. Enable Dynamics 365 apps. You must toggle this to yes. If you leave this off, you will not be able to install any Dynamics 365 application on this environment, and this decision is completely irreversible. You cannot change it after saving. For the automatically deploy these apps option, leave it set to none. We will install the Finance and Operations apps manually in the next steps. Once confirmed, click Save. After saving, your new environment will appear and begin provisioning. Once it is ready, you will see the environment detail page like this one. The breadcrumb at the top confirms the environment has been created. The state field shows ready, which means the environment is fully provisioned and accessible. You can also confirm the region is set to United Kingdom and the type is a sandbox, both exactly as we configured. In the recent operations section at the bottom, the create operation shows a status of succeeded, confirming provisioning completed without any errors. Now we need to install the Finance and Operations application on this environment. In the Resources panel on the right side of the environment detail page, click Dynamics 365 Apps. This opens the full list of applications available and installed in your environment. At the top of the page, you will see the Install App button. The table below shows all apps with their current name, status, and publisher. Scroll down the right-hand panel until you find the Dynamics 365 Finance and Operations Provisioning app. This is the app we need to configure. When you open the Finance and Operations Provisioning app, you will see a configuration screen with several important options. The first and most critical checkbox is Enable Developer Tools for Finance and Operations. You must tick this Without it, you will not be able to connect Visual Studio 2022 to this environment for X++ development. The second checkbox, Enable Demo Data, is optional. Tick it if you want the Contoso demo dataset preloaded, or leave it unchecked for a clean environment. Next, use the drop-down to select the version of the product you want to install. Finally, tick the I agree to the terms of service checkbox and then click Install. After clicking Install, the provisioning process will begin automatically. This typically takes between 1 and 2 hours to complete. You do not need to do anything during this time. Simply wait until the environment status returns to ready in the Power Platform Admin Center. Once it is ready, move to your developer machine and open Visual Studio 2022. The next steps will connect Visual Studio directly to your new environment. Now let's set up Visual Studio 2022 for D365 Finance and Operations Development. Open the Visual Studio installer and go to the Individual Components tab. In the search box, type SDK to filter the list. Find Modeling SDK and tick its checkbox. This is required for D365 Finance and Operations design time features in Visual Studio. On the right-hand Installation Details panel, confirm that both Modeling SDK and SQL Server Express 2019 LocalDB appear with blue ticks. Once both are confirmed, click Install. Next, we need to install the Power Platform Tools extension. In Visual Studio, click Extensions in the menu bar, then select Manage Extensions. In the Extension Manager search box, type Power Platform. From the results, select Power Platform Tools for Visual Studio 2022 by Microsoft and click Install. You will see a notification that the installation is scheduled. Close Visual Studio completely and reopen it to complete the installation. Once Visual Studio restarts, click Tools in the menu bar. You will now see the Power Platform options at the top of the menu. Click Connect to Dataverse. This opens the connection dialog where you sign in with your admin account and select the UDE environment you created in the Power Platform Admin Center. Once connected, click Download Dynamics 365 FinOps Assets. This downloads the finance and operations metadata and the Visual Studio extension from your UDE environment and populates your local application explorer with all the standard D365 AOT objects. The final step is to configure your local metadata. Go to Extensions, then Dynamics 365, then Configure Metadata. The Manage Local XPP Configurations dialog will open. On the left, you will see the active configuration indicated with a tick. On the right, verify the name field shows your configuration identifier. The cross-reference database server should be set to localDB/MSSQL localDB. Set the folder for your own custom metadata to the path where your X++ models will be stored. And the folders for reference metadata should point to the package's local directory downloaded from your UDE. Once everything is set, click Save. Your Visual Studio is now fully connected to your unified development environment and ready for X++ development. And that is it. Your unified development environment is now fully set up and connected to Visual Studio 2022. You have provisioned a cloud-native D365 Finance and Operations environment through the Power Platform Admin Center. Installed the F&O provisioning app with developer tools enabled, connected Visual Studio to Dataverse, downloaded your application metadata, and configured your local XPP workspace. You are now ready to start writing X++ code, building extensions, and deploying directly to your UDE. Thank you for following along with this tutorial from Veriland Consulting.